Racism, some people got problems with housing, all these different things, jobs, unemployment. We've got to all come together and say, we are the many. These rich people who run society don't give a damn. They sent kids to prison who rioted in Hackney and Tottenham, who took hardly anything out of shops. They sent them to prison for months and months and months, and yet these MPs who fiddle their expenses go absolutely free. We know in Hackney there are many, many problems, but we also know people work together a lot of the time. We stick together because lots of people who are poor understand what it's to be like to be poor, and they help other people where they can. Now, this is what we have to do throughout society. We have to say the trade union struggle is the same struggle as black people. Black people are in the trade unions. We have to say it's the same as the people who are campaigning for freedom in Egypt or anywhere else in the Middle East. It's the same campaign of the Afghans and the Iraqis. It's the same campaign as the people in New York doing the Occupy Wall Street.
I was just about to say that. Now, you know all about what's going on in New York, yeah? But most of this country doesn't, unless they're online or they're watching Russia Today. Yeah? Now, please tell me, we as taxpayers pay into the BBC our licence fee. Now, do we have a mainstream media, or is it a corporate-controlled political assassins that are running the show?
Well, absolutely bang on the money, because the BBC, it reflects establishment opinion. They're part of the establishment. They reflect the establishment. So to them, political differences is if Nick Clegg falls out with David Cameron. It doesn't take into account most people in this country don't agree with any of the main political parties. They're against privatisation. They're against war. They're against the cuts. They're against all those things. They're against the student fees. So we've got a fight on our hands because the media doesn't tell us these things. That's why you people are so important. That everybody who takes a camera on a demonstration, everybody who tells the truth about a story, whether they're famous like John Pilger or whether they're people like us, then actually you're doing something to begin to inform and educate people. And of course these movements as well, these demonstrations, they are actually very, very important for educating us and for giving us confidence. Because when I see everybody here in the square, I feel good. If I'm sitting home watching the telly, I feel awful half the time because you just think, doesn't anybody realise what's going on? But actually a lot of people feel like us. It's a question of getting us together.
I mean, it was like when the riots happened. The mainstream media caned the youth. But most of the people, especially in our borough, Hackney, were out on the street supporting the youth.
But even if they weren't out on the streets, like my neighbours I talk to, so, people have different views about it all. But nobody said they should be locked up for months. Nobody said that. Some people said, oh, they're bad and they shouldn't behave like that. But most people said, these kids have got a grievance. They've got nothing to do. They've got no future. What do you expect them to do?
That's right. And they've been harassed on a daily basis.
And that's what started it.
I'm going to say this to you. I was out on the day. We filmed Mere Street from top to bottom. There was no looting. There was no anything going on until the riot squads came out and started attacking us. And I say us because they attacked me too.
I'm sure.
Now, I watched those events unfold and Clarence Road. For some reason, the press and the whole country said the worst riots was in Hackney. Yet Hackney never burned. The only thing that happened was the youth of Hackney and the mutual people of Hackney set up defences and battered the life out of the police force.
No, it's very important. The Hackney riot, and I understand the Tottenham one, although obviously I don't live in Tottenham, but they were about police harassment, and the idea they were about looting and stealing. There was very little looting in Hackney. There was one shop that was badly looted, and everybody was upset about that, and that's bad.
Oh, we're talking about Shiva's off licence.
That's right,
Okay, listen, we've spoken to Shiva. And we popped in and had a word, and we've told this to everybody else. Shiva, look, it wasn't that they wanted to raid your shop. They needed petrol bombs and they needed a little drink before they went into battle against the state.
And you were in the wrong place.
But when his shop goes back to normal, they're the same young youth that are going to go in and buy from his shop.
And also,
they love him.
Local people have been contributing to the cost of it because everybody understands that it's very bad what happened to his shop. But and I do understand it. I do understand why kids in Hackney do it.
The reason I'm holding on to Hackney for just 1 second there. This hasn't come out in the press, but orders from the senior officers of Scotland Yard gave orders to all of the police force to stand down and allow the streets to be looted and allow them to be burned.
Well, I know that because of where I live. See, I live in Patrick Square. They put a big cordon around Clarence Road and you could get in and out, but they put a big cordon round, and actually they just let people do what they wanted in it. Then they turn around and say, "Oh, these people are violent." And they do it deliberately.
Yeah.
And I saw the police down at Hackney Police Station in Lower Clapton Road. I saw them just all hanging around in vans about 9 o'clock. They're not doing anything.
Yeah.
So that's quite deliberate, that policy.
Deliberate and criminal, because they are supposed to protect and serve the public. If that means going up against youths or mature people and taking a beating, that's their job.
Exactly.
Yeah. So what we've had is a capitulation, not only of the police force, not only of Scotland Yard, but of this government. Yeah. To sanction. Yeah. The fear on the streets, because we know, and this has been confirmed, that Scotland Yard told their officers to park in Tottenham Police Station for 45 minutes, and then they were ordered all across London to drive around London with your sirens and your blue lights flashing to make the entire London public paranoid. Now this happened across the country. This is another war that we're all part of, that is the same war that is going on all across this planet.
No, absolutely, absolutely.
And I'm so proud that you have you've stuck around for such a long time.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, because
I'll keep sticking around as long as I can.
we got to give you a hug.
Thank you very much.
No, because there's very few people left on the planet with a bit of common sense. Yeah.
Well,
I mean, when I say that, I mean.
Tony Benn's the president.
Okay. Jeremy, I met with you in 2003, April, in Hyde Park. Yeah, we talked about this same issue. Yeah, and we're back here again. 10 years later, we've had our government capitulate. We've had the European central banking system rob everyone in Europe. Yeah, we have more than one war across the world. Yeah, we're fighting on many different fronts, and I know you're a champion of this. Yeah, so right now, because the masses, whether it's here in the UK or in Europe or across the world, they're all suffering from various different things that are hitting them in their lives, economically, socially, politically. Yeah, we're all being affected. Now, this is the one chance, yeah, this country and every other country has to unite. What else can you say to them to say, look, let's get off our tods? Because we've had our riot in England. It was quashed by the police as a looting fest.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
I'd say this. Every hospital closed, every school that's closed, every homeless person, every library that's closed, every young person that can't afford to go to university and can't get a job. What causes that? A lack of public expenditure, a lack of investment, and so much money wasted on nuclear weapons and wars. People need to wake up. Wars are immoral, wars are wrong, wars are expensive, they cost lives, and also they damage our civil liberties. 10 years ago, we didn't have the degree of anti-terror laws we've got in this country. We didn't have that degree of stop and search. We didn't have that degree of Islamophobia. All is a product of this whole war on terror nonsense. And our message today, a reminder, is that if you want to live in a secure, peaceful society, invest in people, invest in peace, not in war.
I mean, currently we have people like Occupy Wall Street spreading across America. We've got this issue. It's going to happen here again in the UK.
Tomorrow.
We knew that there are a lot of people in the UK that knew the riots were going to happen. We were just waiting for which month it was going to occur in. The people that were shocked, we call the sleeping masses. Now they're slightly awake, but now their pension pots are being raided. They're starting to come over to the same ideas we all are having.
Yeah, the strike on the pensions on the 3rd of November, public sector pensions, is very important because these are not particularly well paid people. These are people that are paying into a pension scheme, which is fair enough, and they are being cut and they're being asked to pay more to get less. They are protesting and they're on strike, and I'll be on picket lines and so on with them that day. As you rightly say, people are actually coming together, beginning to see the connection of all these issues. So our demonstration today is part of a reminder about that. When we walk down Whitehall, we're going to be led by ex-soldiers. Now you might think that's a bit odd, ex-soldier leading a peace march. No, absolutely true.